you need a little bit of feedback. So then that way we can just kind of like get into it. Trying to understand who's come on to play, to learn, to grow their knowledge, whatever it may be. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you're a new follower, old follower. Got your manifestation journal and love your approach. Thank you. The journal is incredible. Truly, truly incredible. Persis, I'm stupid. Why'd I check social media? I've been doing so good. Yeah. I don't know. If you were a client of mine, you wouldn't be doing such silly things, but that's okay. Hi, Alice. All right, guys, I'm going to be dropping some wisdom. Okay, I'm going to be dropping some wisdom. I would recommend even taking out pen and pad and to just get ready for like what I'm about to tell you, because it's really going to change your life and blow your mind. So, do you only manifest love, not money anymore? No, people are able to do whatever they like. I think I just finally caved because 95% of people in my business just want me for love. That I've been making programs only talking to love, but in personal coaching, we can go into money, business, health, anything else that you like. As an example, we're working with a client now who has MS and reversing that. We worked with someone who was blind and reversed that. We worked with someone who had HIV and we reversed that. We also worked with individuals who had businesses and went from $0 to $90,000 in 21 days. We also worked with another business owner who went from $0 to $20,000 months consistently in 30 days. We did another one who's, a software founder, $50,000 months, $100,000 months. Like, we work with a lot of different things, but a big bulk of why people come and they pay us and they sign up for our programs is to manifest love. So if you desire to have different things to work on other than love, you would go straight into personal coaching. And personal coaching starts anywhere from $500 and above for about a month to 6 weeks period of time. And it goes up from there. But we make programs for the masses in love because that's what we're the most skilled in. We've taken people from single to engaged in like 90 days. So it's just kind of crazy the types of results we have. Anyway, let's get on track for 2 seconds. Love the little digression. But I want to give you guys some information. I've been talking about this a crap ton on my IG. Is anybody here also following me on IG? Because I want to give a shameless plug now to go and follow over there as well, because I've been dropping a lot of free tips, tricks, and about my new methodology that's getting people even faster results over there. So if you're following me here, please also try to give a follow there. I want to talk about this new methodology that I've been going into and tell you about why I think it's the game changer. So for anyone who's followed me new or old, you probably follow me because I have a very cerebral strategy. Okay, I'm able to sit down, logically comprehend where exactly, your love life isn't looking the way you want, where you're not being shown up for, adored, chosen, wanted, pursued by men, and how we shift that really, really, really fast. And a big part of it has everything to do with the subconscious mind. Of course, everyone talks about the subconscious mind. What I've realized is there's actually something else that's 10 times more powerful, that allows you to get 10 times more results for 10 times less effort. And that's what I've been talking about over on my IG. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I had a very big day. But I needed to come on and share at least some tidbits with you guys and tell you about this new direction that I'm kind of going into. And you may have seen it in my most recent videos. It has everything to do with masculine and feminine energy. So I want to give a little bit of a mini masterclass on masculine feminine energy and why it is the game changer. 6 months ago, if you would have asked me about masculine feminine energy, I would have been like, that has nothing to do with anything. I'm realizing now it's the one reason why some people are manifesting love, manifesting money, whatever it may be, but they don't have it. So masculine, feminine, like these polarity dynamics play a huge role. And if you're manifesting from a masculine energy, that's probably why it's not working. And this has like been a total game changer for me. It's completely shifted my level of consciousness, awareness. I've been practicing it in my own life. Clients are practicing it in their lives. And the amount of ease that not only I have stepped into, but my clients have stepped into is absolutely insane. I would have never, because I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to speak from my experience. In the past, whenever I've seen masculine, feminine teachings, part of it, it just felt a little bit like snooty. I don't know how else to describe it. And that's not a put down. I just feel like the people who were speaking and talking about it, where I was seeing it, it just came off a little snooty. And there was something about it that just didn't sit with me. However, upon a lot of research and investigation over the past 6 months, I have stepped into the feminine energy, and I've been practicing this in my own life. And the amount of results, like I already get people fast results. It's not like I need to get people faster results, But my brain, my wisdom, my knowledge, I'm always growing, always want to grow more, always want to learn more, always want to be more, always want to do more. And I also am always curious about why some people don't get results. And I'm wondering, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, and I'm like, it just hit me like a ton of bricks one day. Because if you're in your masculine energy, and I just want to give like very rudimentary examples here. Masculine and feminine energy, man or woman, doesn't matter. We have both of them inside of us. So a woman has both masculine and feminine inside of her. A man has both masculine and feminine inside of him. It just depends on what energy we're activating. So I'm going to give a little, almost like a mini masterclass, a little bit of education about this masculine feminine, because I feel like everybody needs to know about it. And it's probably the one thing that's holding you back from having a really fulfilling love life. How to deal with jealous women feeling your masculine energy. Block them. Befriend them. Like, get rid of them. Put them in the garbage. That's the best advice I have right there. Like, I don't know, like, what to do with it. Like, there's always going to be people that have a problem because they're jealous. Their jealousy is just coming from a place of their own insecurity. And it's coming from a place of you tapping into something, and they're jealous because they can't tap into it. Just get rid of those people. You don't need them in your life. Thank you. My ring is so pretty. So let's dive into this for a little bit. Masculine, feminine. I have both energies inside of me. You have both energies inside of you, no matter what gender, race, religion, sexuality. It's got nothing to do with any of that. If you're a human, you have both energies inside of you. I want you to imagine your masculine energy as almost like dad energy. Okay, so what does dad do? Dad, hopefully, he's the protector. He's the provider. He's the worker. He's the problem solver. He's the doer. He solves tasks. He solves problems. He's in sometimes maybe even fight or flight scenarios. He takes on stress. He is the leader. Okay? There's part of, as it pertains to the masculine energy, that's all like do, go, work, plan, execute, accomplish, protect, provide, do all those things. So, as a society, man and or woman has been conditioned into doing. Does that make sense? Versus the feminine, which is being, existing. I want you to think of the vibe. I just sit and I exist and I breathe and I get what I want. Who would like to have that? Who would like to have that type of lifestyle of just existing and getting everything you want? Who would like that? Just give me a little hand up, drop me a little emoji, give me a little me down in the chat. Who would like to just sit and exist and get everything they've ever wanted? That's feminine energy. So if you're not just sitting and getting everything you've ever wanted just by breathing and just by existing in the world, you're operating out of your masculine. Now for women, here's a few couple of extra little tidbits of knowledge, wisdom, caveats, however you want to put it. Either you grew up seeing mom, dad hustle and grind to give you a good life, and then you associated life with struggle, maybe love with struggle, maybe money with struggle, whatever it may be. And or your environment made you into that hustler, grinder, doer, accomplish, move, go, solve, plan. I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. I don't need nobody. I don't need nothing. Who's ever gone through those phases also? Who's ever gone through those phases? So, for women in particular, the energy that you are in your job tends to be your dominant energy in general. So, what does that mean? If you have a job that has you do, work, accomplish, plan, execute, you know what I mean? Problem solve. Like basically just like any job, you know what I mean? Because that's what we're doing in jobs. We're accomplishing, we're planning, we're executing. Maybe we're a corporate girly. Maybe you're a business owner. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're a software engineer. A lot of these types of people follow me. I'm curious also, what do you guys do? If you want to share, I'm just curious because I would be intrigued to kind of see, and I can like show you examples of masculine jobs. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Brenda. So for women, let's stay on track here before I get too thrown off track. Truck driver. Yeah, I could see that. Accountant. Yep, I could see that. In the mind, all cerebral. I'm a business owner of 5 businesses. Yep, cerebral. You guys are all cerebral. I love it. Accountant. Yep. I love it. Love it. Okay, we're going to get there. I'm going to tie everything up with a pretty bow. You're going to be really happy with me. So, the dominant energy that you are in your work life tends to be your dominant state of being. Yeah, special needs field. Yep, that's masculine energy. Yep, for sure. Babysitter, mom, and soap maker for my business. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. Yeah, in your masculine energy, you're problem solving, you're doing, even though you're in maybe the nurturing energy, but you're still like, you're doing and you're working and you're solving things. You know, it doesn't matter whether you have a boss yelling at you, your babies are technically your boss. And I could totally understand that. So the dominant energy that you are in your work is what it is as it pertains to your state of being. Special needs is masculine. So there isn't a job that isn't masculine. That's what I was trying to say. Because anything that involves you to do something, to think, to plan, to organize, to execute, to control, to manage, basically anything that requires your brain and action. Because the masculine is all about action. It's all about planning. It's all about leading. It's all about executing. It's all about doing. Any job that has that type of cerebral approach where you're just not sitting and existing and being, which is basically just any job. Any job. You're in your masculine. You're in your masculine. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Because the masculine is responsible for the protecting, providing, for the doing, for the planning, for the organizing, for the leading, for the managing, for each and everything, anything involving the cerebral. So if you use your brain while you work, you're in your masculine energy because you're not connected to your body. So the feminine energy lives in the body. The masculine energy lives in the brain. Anytime you're using your brain, you're in your masculine energy. That's that. I don't like tarot cards. I don't advise you to go to tarot cards. That's what I think. So let's stay on track because I keep repeating myself, but I'm not getting forward. The energy that you are in your work tends to be the energy that you are just in life, in general. Because we don't tend to have a off switch. Think of it this way. If when you check out of work, you don't have like a switch that you turn off where you go into your feminine and you just like are a completely different person, technically your state of being tends to be dictated by your work. So if you have a job that requires your brain, requires your problem solving, requires your executing, if you've been in that hyper independent, woman phase, if you've been labeled as an intimidating woman, I'm not sure if anyone's gotten that. I get that a lot. And as I list these things out, like, let me know which ones you guys resonate with, because that helps me give more valid, like not valid, but like more pertinent examples, I should say, more relevant examples. When we are in our masculine, which anytime we're in work, we tend to carry that energy into our romantic life. Think of it this way. Any time, yes, your masculine energy involves anything with the brain, because that's up here. Think of it this way. When it comes to your love life, let me tie it into that now that we've kind of gotten work under control. What are the types of men that you would want to attract? Give me some like characteristics and qualities real quick in the chat. And then tell me what you're attracting. So I'll give you an example. You want masculine. You want someone who's committed. You want someone who's loyal, leader. Oh, I love that word, leader, faithful, maybe something like that. And then what you're getting, non-committal, no lead, no initiative, no security, like nothing going for that person. So both heads are really meant for men to use. I love it. I love when you talk about the feminine energy. Thank you, Amanda. The leadership in the community. I love that. That's a good one. Planner. Exactly. So that's what you want. You want a planner. You want a man to be in his mind. You want to be able to probably, let me know if this is one. This is such a big one for me. How many women want to just shut their brains off and be baby? I don't know about you, but in the presence of like a really masculine leader, don't you just want to like melt into like a pile of goo? And like, don't you just want to be baby? Oh, so many people said to me, oh, I just want to be baby. I literally just want to be baby. However, when we have these jobs, these masculine jobs, and we're hustling and we're grinding and we're getting our coin, I love that. We have to be like, let me clarify a couple things. My brain has so many thoughts in it. Sorry, I'm really just trying to organize my thoughts. I usually don't stumble so much, but there's just like so much information in my brain. And I'm trying to organize it to get it to come out in a way that makes sense. When it comes to this whole masculine feminine thing, I want you to be, the boss babe in work, if that's your goal. I'm not here to tell you, you should quit your job, or that you should not be the boss babe, or that you should just, submit to a man. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that. I just want to make that very clear. I want you to go get your money. I want you to go and be the boss babe. However, you don't have to be that in the relationship. And the problem is, women have been conditioned by their environment or by the lack of leadership within men, the lack of masculinity within men, the lack of security within men, the lack of commitment within men. When men are not men of their words, it makes us lose respect for men. It makes us not trust men. When men don't plan, what does a woman want to do? She wants to get up and plan. And that's putting her into masculine energy. And I want you, this is going to be the thing that's going to be interesting for you. So I want you to imagine a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay, 2 bedrooms, one on one side, one on the other side. I want you to imagine every time that you have to step up, plan, organize, execute, whatever it may be. There's 2 rooms in the apartment. One is labeled masculine, one's labeled feminine. When you go into your masculine, and so many women, they're just there. Like, they don't have to try to be in their masculine, because whatever energy they are in work tends to just be the energy they are in life. And you're in your masculine if you're getting men who are not committing, if you're getting men who are not pursuing, if you're getting men who don't have their stuff together, if you're getting men who have excuses, If you're getting men, what did I say, like not planning? Like basically anything less than a masculine man. So the non-committal, non-pursuer, non-planner, doesn't have his things together, not a leader, not a problem solver, is not fixing anything, he's not taking care of things, he's not handling things, he's not allowing you to be in your feminine, relax, and shut off your brain. That means that you're automatically in the masculine. Now, the reason I say that is because masculine energy attracts feminine. It's kind of like law of assumption. When you have an assumption that men don't show up for me, you attract men that don't show up for you. I want you to think of it that way. When you're in masculine energy, you can only attract feminine men. I don't mean feminine in a put down for man. I just mean men who don't have their stuff together. So what is a feminine man? It doesn't mean anything about his sexuality or anything like that. It means that he's laid back. He's not a planner. It means he's not a leader. He's a follower. It means that he doesn't have his stuff together. It means that he's not planning. He's not executing. He's not committing. He's not pursuing. He's not fulfilling the masculine role. Does that make sense, guys? I want to make sure you really get that before I go forward. So if you're in your masculine, which a lot of women are, that means that by default, you're attracting the feminine. So imagine going into the apartment and going into the masculine bedroom and slamming the door shut and locking it. When you're in your masculine, he can't be. I want you to think of it just like law of assumption. If you have a belief that says, I'm not good enough, you can't get a man to show up and allow you to feel good enough. If you have an assumption that says men don't show up for me, you can't get a man to show up for you. When you're in your masculine energy, he can't be. Because it's like yin and yang. Okay, it's like yin and yang. When you go masculine, he has to go feminine. Because this is literally just a 1-bedroom apartment. You can't put another person in this little room. You can't put another person in there. So if you go into your masculine, he can't go into his masculine. And let me know if I'm correct. Call me a liar if I'm a liar. Have you ever been in scenarios where you even ask the man, like, why is it so hard for you to plan a date? Why is it so hard for you to lead? Why is it so hard for you to do X, Y, and Z? And have you ever noticed that they don't really have good reasonings? They don't have a reasoning that satisfies you. Because you're just like, why don't you just do it? Like, I can do it. Why can't you do it? And because you know that they're not incompetent, you get upset maybe sometimes, or you take it personally when they don't do it. You take it personally when they don't do it because you're like, this doesn't take much. Like, you know what I mean? As long as you have a brainstem, you can do this. So he doesn't even realize why he can't do it or why he's not inspired to do it. So ladies, I'm trying to put you on game here that the more you can go into your feminine, when you're in your feminine, it inspires his masculine. But if you're in your masculine and he's trying to go into his masculine, this causes conflict. This is the budding of toxic relationships. This is the budding of toxic relationships. So it's kind of like the yin and yang, like I mentioned before. If you're in your masculine, you're probably attracting feminine guys. And what I mean by probably is you are, because it's just universal law. So, and then when you're in your feminine, that's where you get the men that are leaders. That's where you get the men that are confident. That's where you get the men that are embodied. Clarity leads to confidence. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, I'm curious, my gals, or even my guys if you want to play, because I'll problem solve your situation as well. What are the types of men, the characteristics, qualities, features? Femininity has nothing to do with what you sound like. So we talked about the masculine. I'll answer this while I wait for you guys' answers down below. So what types of qualities are in the men you're currently attracting? So I'll give you examples once again. maybe non-committal, maybe no leadership, maybe not showing up, maybe actions and words not aligning, maybe not consistent, maybe non-pursual, maybe not, in his masculine, whatever it may be. I want to know what you guys are currently attracting. To go back to my example before, masculine is all about doing, all about executing, all about planning. It's the cerebral. And you guys probably follow me for the cerebral, right? Because that's where I specialize in. And it's crazy to me to think that I've gotten so many people success technically with a lot of masculine strategies, technically with the masculine. And now I have a new skill set and a new knowledge and a new understanding about how important masculine and feminine is when it comes to love, when it comes to dating. And so now what I'm helping my girlies do is I'm helping them drop from the masculine, which is the mind, the cerebral, into the feminine, which is the body. How do people that are into the same gender work around this? I love that question. So it doesn't matter about sexuality. Even when it comes to same-sex couples, you'll notice that there's usually always, just by nature, someone who is leaning more into the masculine. It's got nothing to do with only heterosexual couples. This is just like biology. There's usually someone that's more masculine, and there's usually someone that's more femme. And so if you desire, let's just say it's like two women. If you're the part of the couple where you like to be more of the masculine and you want the feminine, it's like kind of like this, like we have to play our role based on what we want to attract. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the feminine is all about existing, like we talked about before. This is all about being. This is all about, tapping into your intuition, receiving, being, existing. This is the vibe that I talked about before, which is imagine just existing and getting everything you want. This is the being. Intuition, laid back, embodied, confident. All these different types of characteristics come together. I wish I could think of more adjectives. I'm sorry, I've had a really big day. My brain is a little bit fried. The generation is imbalanced because women are more in their masculine and men are more in their feminine. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't speak on the experience of that, Valentina. All I know is that I don't really see a lot of energy from the same side. So two masculines usually don't tend to work. Two people wearing the pants don't really tend to work. Also, two people in the femme a lot of times don't tend to work. But you explore with what you want and how you want to show up and see how it works for you. All I know is that you have to have polarity. Going back to what I was saying before, I want you to even imagine within masculine energy. I want you to imagine like a number line, okay? Imagine a number line here. In the center where the 0 would be, I want you to think of embodied masculine. Embodied. Okay, full-fledged masculine, the leader, the planner, the doer, the executor, the man whose, words and actions align, an embodied, good, masculine, committed man who's loyal, who's faithful, who shows up for you, who treats you like a queen every single day. The king. Okay, the king is in the middle. Now, I want you to imagine when it comes to masculine energy, it's a spectrum. It's not just black and white. It's not just in or out. It's not just on or off. So there's a spectrum. So I want you to imagine the middle, that's your embodied masculine. That's your king. That's the king energy, okay? I want you to imagine on this far right side, when it comes to this guy over here, this is the type of man in wounded masculine. Wounded masculine, meaning narcissistic, meaning controlling, dominating, dictating. How many women have experienced that? Women, men, I don't care who. How many women have experienced that? That's one spectrum. Let's go on the other side, the spectrum over here. There's a different wounded masculine. That would be the insecure guy. Passive. not taking initiative, relaxed, insecure, laid back, different energy, wounded masculine. And then there's your king in the middle. Let's do the same thing with feminine. The feminine, true feminine archetype is in the middle. She's embodied. She's receptive. She's receiving. She's laid back. She knows she's amazing. She knows she's hot stuff. She shows up accordingly. She's tapped into her intuition. She's embodied. She's the queen energy. Let's go to this spectrum over here. Do you know women that are in their masculine that are dominating, controlling? I need to be in control. I wear the pants in the relationship. How many people know or are women like that right now? Who's that? No shame in it. It's just a different spectrum. And when you're there, he can't be in his masculine. Your mom. Yeah, your mother. Wears the pants, right? What type of man does she have? Curious. And then let's go to this spectrum over here. Let's go to this spectrum. Insecure, codependent, needy. Insecure. Not embodied. My dad's the princess. Love that. Hysterical. Every woman that's in her masculine is unhappy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love that for you, Brenda. Love it. Love all this information that's coming through. So does this make sense, guys? And then you have your queen once again back in the middle. So it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum. And so when you learn how to activate masculine and feminine energies, and you know how to switch in and out, you can be your boss babe in work if that makes you happy, if that lights you up, if that brings you joy. I'm not telling you to not do you. What I'm saying is, in your relationships, you deserve to be baby. You deserve to be with a man who is a king, who shows up for you, who pursues you, who chases you, who wants you, who commits to you, who shows up and is like, that is my woman, and who just claims you with every freaking thing he has. So, I feel like I've just conquered Mount Everest with all these explanations. When you learn how to tap in and out of masculine and feminine energy, the game changes. And this is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I'm doing. So in the month of May, you could try to get your partner to be that way. But in many instances, let's put it this way. It all starts with you. Your partner's not going to change if you don't change. It's a you thing first before anything else. I want to give you another example. It's a really comical one. It's a little bit of me and my family's personality. Owie, my hand, sorry. So I'm going to tell you one more thing really quick. I gave a very funny example on a client call, like I think yesterday or day before yesterday. I love NBA. Right now, I'm totally locked in with the playoffs. I don't know if anybody else is an NBA girly or guy. I'm totally locked in. I am like, oof, I'm ready. So I gave a really comical example to one of my men. And I was like, NBA players, let's just categorize people. Professional athletes, you know? NBA players, I was like, let's do a really funny example. So I was like, NBA players are kind of whores. I was like, let's just call an ace an ace. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a whore a whore. And it wasn't like a put down or anything mean or rude. Like I was just trying to be funny. So I was like, I want you to think about it this way. Masculine men, right? NBA players, whores, fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But they're in their masculine when they're in their career. When they're on the court, they're dominant, right? They're aggressive. They're problem solving. They're in their mind. They're in their zone. And isn't it, it's just so sexy, guys, isn't it? Isn't it just so hot? Isn't it just so hot when a man's like he's like in his game, right? He's in his mind. He's problem solving. He's a leader. He's accomplishing. He's doing things. It's amazing. We love it. However, in his dating life, he's in his feminine. I'll tell you how. NBA players, right? I'm just sticking with this little thing, little, fantasy I've created in my head. Whores, right? Let's go back to the whore thing. In their dating life, they're in their feminine. And that's probably why their relationships never work out. Because they go for the woman who bosses them around, dominates them, and dictates them. Because they're in their feminine. I'll explain to you how they're in their feminine. I'll explain right now. An NBA player in a club, in a bar, whatever it may be. He is in the energy of laid back, which is feminine. Okay? He's laid back. He's embodied. He's confident. He's Mr. Moneybags. He knows he's hot shit. He knows he can just be there and exist, and he can get all the bitches. Now, this is just me and my family's personality and humor, so please understand I'm not being derogatory or mean. I'm just literally being funny and making a joke, okay? So I always talk about like getting all the bitches, So this is just me. This is just my personality. Nobody take any offense. So he's laid back. He's in his own vibe. He's in his own mood. He's Mr. Moneybags. He's confident. He knows he's that guy. And he knows he can just sit there and exist and get all the bitches. And he doesn't even got to do a thing. That's feminine energy. That's feminine energy. Feminine energy is laid back. It's confident. It's I know who I am and no one can touch me. It's I know what I offer and I know what I bring to the table, and I'm just going to sit back and exist and receive everything because I don't have to do work. That's feminine energy. That's literally feminine energy. And so these super dominant men, right? Oof. They're just accomplishing things. They're just like getting you warm, They're just getting you excited. However, in their dating life, they're totally feminine. In the sense they're in their feminine. They're in their feminine, right? And so therefore, they attract women who literally pursue them. And that's why it's so hard to get that type of man to be in a pursuit, because he's acclimated into his feminine. A man who's not a planner is in his feminine. Okay? A man who's not committal is in his feminine. A man who's not taking charge is in his feminine. A man who's not planning is in his feminine. A man who doesn't have his own things together is in his feminine. A man that's not pursuing is in his feminine. A man that's not chasing, like anything less than true, authentic, king, masculine energy, that's feminine. That's feminine. Yeah, you kind of do, Shills. You actually kind of do. And so think of it this way. Go back to the 2-bedroom apartment. The women that are attracted to that for a variety of different reasons, I'm sure, they're in their masculine. They're pursuing him. They're taking initiative. They're walking up to them. They're taking the lead. He's not leading. He's just sitting. He's just sitting and existing and being like, I get all the bitches. And he just don't got to do nothing. These women, they be chasing like a freaking, I don't even know what. So when it comes to this situation, I wanted to give you like some real life examples, and that's what I said in the other video. And you can check that out, like the full video. I'm like sitting there in a bathing suit. It's like literally the last video I posted. So, anyway, in order to get a man to be in his masculine, if he's in his feminine, think about it this way. We talked about the 2-bedroom apartment. He went into the feminine door and he slammed it shut and he locked it in, right? So how do you get him to come out? How do you get him to come out? When you're in your feminine energy yourself, and also think about this for 2 seconds. Think about this for 2 seconds, guys. Why would that man also be attractive even in his feminine? We know he would be attractive in the masculine, but why is he also attractive in the feminine? Outside of any, of his accomplishments or anything. Because he's confident, because he's embodied, because he's existing in that state of being. He is laid back. He is receiving. He knows that he's worth a lot. He's the prize. Exactly. He's the prize. So women also get excited about that, especially women who wear the pants, because they will go after and they will pursue that type of man. And so see how the polarity dynamic is so important. What matters more than anything else is what is the type of man or woman you want to attract. If that person is more masculine, leader, dominant, playing that role, planning, executing, he takes you out of your head. You can shut your brain off and be in your body and be baby. We all said we wanted that, right? That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. And when you shift into your feminine, this man shifts into his masculine in 9 times out of 10 instances. Unless he's just truly not in the place to do anything. But then that's where you have the subconscious mind. You can always tackle things from different angles if you wanted to. So, in order to get a man and start to attract high quality masculine men, you've got to first retrain your mind, body, nervous system, subconscious into feminine energy. When you're in your feminine, you attract the type of men you want, which are the planners, the committal people who are pursuing, who are chasing, who are claiming you, who are wanting you, who are adoring you, who are showing up for you, showing up and showing out in that masculine leadership energy. I don't know what that means, smiley face. I'm not sure what that means. So anyway, I want to kind of tie this off with a little bow. In the month of May, I'm launching my first ever masculine feminine program, teaching you not only the power of the subconscious mind and how to reprogram your mind to attract the type of dream relationship that you really want, but also how to master the masculine feminine so that you can start attracting the high quality dream relationships that you really want, so that you can step out of your masculine into your feminine so that you can get treated like absolute gold, so that your man can claim you, chase you, want you, adore you, commit to you like never freaking before, so that you get a rock on your hand. I don't care what your goal is. In this program, we are solving it at the highest level. The masculine and feminine energy, I would have never thought mattered 6 months ago. Now I'm realizing it's all that matters. If you're not in your feminine, you're never going to get that man to show up the way you want him to. You're not going to get it. You have to have a total recalibration of the mind, the body, and the nervous system. And when you drop into the body rather than the cerebral, so many people follow me for the cerebral, and honestly, I'm shocked that I've even gotten the results I've gotten. I'm so honest. I'm not trying to be mean to myself, but I'm actually shocked how I was so successful only doing the cerebral, and I didn't even touch the body. I didn't even touch masculine, feminine, because I didn't even think it mattered. I realize now that it's all that freaking matters. And I'm so passionate about helping more women get into their feminine energy so that they can attract the most incredible love life they've ever freaking seen in their whole entire lives, goddammit. We are going to mess shit up. Oh my God, the amount of knowledge I have in my head, the amount of information and knowledge I have in my head to transform these women's lives, it's absolutely incredible. So when we work together in the month of May, you can grab a free strategy call right now by just going to the link in my bio and signing up and or sending me a DM. I'm going to be taking on a certain amount of women, And for the first few women that come in the door, I'm actually giving you additional private one-to-one calls with me and even some texting access for free just for joining. I'm that hyped up. I'm that committed to this new direction. Think feminine energy and think I get everything I want just by existing and breathing. And I don't know about you guys, but as a woman, my race, my culture, my religion also, I've been programmed into masculine energy. But the past 6 months behind the scenes, I've been reprogramming myself into my feminine. And I've been putting in 10 times less effort and getting 10 times more rewards. And women need to be in this. Women are not designed to be in their masculine energy. They're not. Take yourself out of it. Opt out of that program. Unsubscribe. And that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be working with you side by side in these freaking trenches. And we are going to hack this stuff together. We're going to make your love life look so freaking incredible. You want to be the woman who's chosen. You want to be the woman who's chased. You want to be the woman who's claimed and pursued, so deeply by her man. And the times have to change. The time of you and your masculine energy is over. I want you to get it all just by existing and breathing. That's what I want. I want your man to be like, that is my freaking woman over there. And I want him to treat you like absolute gold. And when you master your feminine energy, that's exactly what you get. You're chosen, you're claimed, you're pursued, you're wanted, you're adored like never freaking before. If it's not been working for you up and until this point in time, it's probably because you're in your masculine energy. Is it triggering to go in and reprogram that shit? Potentially. But here's the way I think of it. Now's a better time than ever. Let's start now so that we can just get that out of the way and the rest of my love life can be easy. And when you reprogram yourself into your feminine, it also impacts your finances. Because once you learn how to master and balance and get in and out of these energies, life's going to be so easy. And other avenues and doors are going to open up for you in other areas. People do this work and money also flows into their lives because now they know knowledge is power. Money is a feminine energy. You're damn right it is. Knowledge is power. And when you learn and you execute, people's lives, like you don't get it. They're about to change so freaking hard. I'm so excited, guys. I find it difficult to have belief in this while also having faith in God. I love that question. I don't shy away from hard questions. Here's the thing. God talks about manifestation in the Bible. And if you're a believer of the Quran, he talks about it in the Quran. And if you're of Jewish faith, he also talks about it in that scripture. And if you're of a different faith, he also talks about it in that scripture. I would actually, if you're very religious, you probably know that it's in the scripture. So that's where it's like, I don't see how the belief in God and the belief in this is any different. And even in the Bible and in different scriptures, there's masculine, feminine. So not only is there manifestation, but there's also masculine and feminine. Even when God says something like pray as if your wish has been granted, that is manifestation. If you just type in manifestation Bible verses, the amount of pages that you'll get back is crazy. It's crazy. It's always interesting because the people who say they have, the faith problem. Yeah, in the Bible it states the men are the providers, absolutely. But when men haven't shown up for women, women have had to be the providers. When men aren't stepping into their role and they're not planning and executing, well, then a woman doesn't feel safe and she doesn't feel supported. So then she takes on that masculine role. And for what reason? She doesn't need to. That's not her job. That's not her role. In a man's presence, a man should be the man and the woman should be able to be the woman. This is your divine birthright. And when you get this clear, your life is just never going to freaking look the same. And I'm just so happy and I'm so honored that all of you guys have come and hung out with me and played. I hope you learned something. I love you all. I think you're absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, incredible. Please go grab a free strategy call in the link in my bio. Let's get you in this program. Let's talk about how we can help you, and let's get you into your feminine freaking energy. I know this is the game changer, and deep down, you know it is too. Everything makes sense. Love that. I love you guys. Also, once you get that strategy call, follow me over on IG and go and stalk some of the recent posts. I've been making posts and stories about this masculine feminine. So make sure you're also over there. So then that way you can get up to date on everything. I love you guys so very much. I love you. I adore you. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're sexy. You're handsome. You smell nice. You're amazing. And if you want to get onto my email list also, send me a DM. Keep in touch with me. Send me an email. Grab a strategy call, whatever it may be. And we will talk very soon.